Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're into smart tech that doesn't just look good but actually changes the way you interact with your world, hit that like button, share this video with someone still rocking an iPhone 12, and smash that subscribe. Because today's episode, this is the one Apple probably doesn't want you thinking too deeply about. Let's be honest, at first glance, the iPhone 17 looks safe. Too safe. You scroll past the usual leaks, Dynamic Island is still here, new titanium blue and same camera layout, and it's easy to roll your eyes. You think, well, same phone, different year, right? Wrong. This year, Apple's doing what they do best, launching a transformation so subtle, so surgically intentional, that most people won't realize how different this iPhone really is until they've lived with it, until they've felt it. This isn't about marketing, this is about behavior. Let's start with what feels like a gimmick, the new rear design, that horizontal bar across the back. It's polarizing. People are already calling it a design fail, a pixel copy, but that's missing the point entirely. That new bar isn't just cosmetic, it's functional. The relocation of the flash and LiDAR sensor to the far edge isn't a random shuffle. It's an engineering choice to reduce internal electromagnetic interference, manage thermal hotspots, and allow more consistent spatial depth sensing across camera modes. And yes, we're already geeking out. But that's where Apple hides their most meaningful upgrades, in the details no one puts on a billboard. Now let's add the next layer. Internal hardware. Inside the iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max is the A19 Pro chip, built on TSMC's 3nm process. That means more transistors packed into a smaller footprint, better efficiency and less heat. But the A19 Pro isn't just another speed bump. It's Apple's first iPhone chip specifically optimized for on-device AI computation. Machine learning, context-aware automation, predictive inputs, language modeling, the kind of stuff you've seen exploding with ChatGPT and Gemini, is now being done locally, instantly, without pinging Apple's servers. This is Apple laying the groundwork for Apple Intelligence, a hybrid AI system designed to make Siri obsolete and the iPhone adaptive. But raw chip power isn't enough. That's where the 12 GB of RAM comes in. This is the first iPhone to cross that threshold, not for app juggling, but for persistent memory caching. Your phone isn't just remembering what you did, it's preloading what it thinks you're going to do. Swipe up from Maps and Mail is already refreshed. Open Instagram, and your stories are already cached. It's not speed, it's anticipation. And the software side, that's coming later. Probably iOS 18.5 or iOS 19, but the hardware, it's already ready. Apple just hasn't flipped the switch yet. Now let's pivot to the camera. Look, Apple could have stuck with the same setup. The 48MP wide lens in the iPhone 14 Pro was already industry-leading, but for the iPhone 17, they went all in. Now all three rear lenses, wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto, are 48MP. Why does that matter? But it's not just about the rear cameras. Apple is finally upgrading the front-facing camera too, now reportedly 24MP. And while the megapixel number might feel arbitrary, this upgrade helps with face tracking, low-light selfies, and AR depth mapping, especially with the new smaller Dynamic Island. Yes, you heard that right. Apple is shrinking the Dynamic Island. It's still there, but rumors point to a 10–15% reduction in footprint. That may not sound like much, but on a phone display where every pixel counts, it's a noticeable difference, especially for media consumption and full-screen gaming. Still, for many fans, the biggest surprise this year isn't what Apple added, it's what they might be removing. Enter the rumored iPhone 17 Air. Think about that name. Air in Apple speak means redefined simplicity, lightweight, ultra-thin, premium, but minimalist. The iPhone 17 Air is rumored to be a lighter, sleeker version of the Pro, likely with some features trimmed, maybe a smaller battery, or a dual-lens system, but designed for the user who wants the flagship feel without the flagship bulk. And more importantly, that lineup split tells us something. Apple is breaking tradition. For years, the iPhone Pro and Pro Max were about adding more lenses, more size, more weight. But now, they're experimenting with subtraction, with variety, with modularity. Why? Because they see what's coming. AI, AR, the Apple Vision Pro ecosystem. A smarter phone is no longer just about specs, it's about being the anchor in a multi-device lifestyle. Apple's goal isn't to make the best phone, it's to make the most indispensable device in your life. And if you're still not convinced this is a turning point, look at what else is rumored. Custom Apple-designed connectivity chips for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and even 5G. They're cutting Qualcomm out of the picture, just like they did with Intel on the Mac. This matters because these custom chips are designed not just for speed, but for harmony, better thermal management, fewer dropouts, improved handoff between iPhone, Watch, AirPods, Vision Pro, seamless continuity, because every signal is tuned in-house. It's not flashy, it's not dramatic, but it's foundational. It's what Apple does best, re-engineering the quiet stuff so everything just works. So let's zoom out. The iPhone 17 Pro and Pro Max might look like minor updates, a horizontal camera bar, a new material, slightly smaller notch, but under the surface, they represent a tectonic shift in how Apple designs, builds, and positions the iPhone, from reactive to predictive, from titanium to modular, from consumer gadget to intelligent companion. And if you're watching this, you're ahead of the curve. Stick around, because we're going deeper. We'll be analyzing teardown models, comparing thermal benchmarks, exploring the Vision Pro integration, and even speculating on Apple's 2026 roadmap, because the story of the iPhone 17 isn't just about one phone, it's about what comes next.